Welcome, I am Renaissance Gremlin and this is my sculpture of
Lucifer's delusional daughter, Charlotte Morningstar.
And she is my third fanart from Vivzy Pop universe after Fizzaroli and Luna. And of course, after sculpting her, I realized that there's a lot of brilliant 3D models of Hazbinhotel characters, so I got the idea of making Hazbinhotel diorama, featuring at least my favorite characters. But of course, I had to do it in the wrong order and I started from Sculpting Charlie. So if I would like to start the diorama starting from her, I would have to get every model scaled to fit Charlie's size, which means most of the models would have to be at least 20 centimeters high. So it probably would cost me around $500 to make that diorama, which is actually a ton of money in Poland, and I am not a verbal ace.
50 grand from verbal ace. Everywhere we see his face.
Of course, full version of this parody will be in the description. When I choose this reference, I had the great idea that it will allow me to skip sculpting hands. And exactly like in Luna's case, I found out that I have no idea how to make it look good in 3D form. So in the end I sculpted not only hands, but also a pillow and Kiki sitting on top of it. That's my typical shortcut, I just made everything more complicated. And back in the subject of diorama, I still want to make it. For now I'm sure that I'm gonna sculpt or print Serpentius and Angel Dust to make a diorama of Charlie and guests of Hazbinhotel. In case you haven't seen Hazbin, incoming spoiler! And yes, Serpentius is my favorite character of season 1 and the biggest surprise of this show.
Oh, hello.
I assume most of people who made it to this part of video already watched Hazbin, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm not dropping a random spoiler inside of a sculpting video. And I love this scene so much that I had to include it. Speaking of making to this part of the video, if you are still here, you can consider leaving a like and subscribe. I probably won't jump into diorama right after making Charlie. I still need to exactly figure out how I want to do it. And I also have another brilliant idea. I finally started reading Berserk, and I already know that I have to do something Berserk related. But I am perfectly aware that I'm not good enough sculptor to make a serious fan art of Guts, so I'm gonna make a Shrek in Guts Golden Age armor. And I'm going to call this magnificent creature Bear Shrek, or Shrekzerker, or Shreksu. So if you want to see Shrek in Guts armor, you can subscribe to the channel. Yes, within 1 minute I ask you to subscribe 2 times, so I am professional YouTuber now. And that's one of few cases when I can say that I had no problems with sculpting head. The only issue I had is to figure out how Charlie nose actually works and how exactly make it to look good as a sculpture. At this point of sculpting head, she kinda reminds me of Coraline. So I'm gonna put Ace of Clay version of Coraline so you can judge it by yourself. I guess this feeling comes from the fact that she has no eyebrows at this point. After many struggles with eyebrows in past projects, now I will be making them as the final piece of the face because they are the easiest to damage part of sculpture. So the head is complete and Charlie is almost ready. right after connecting head to the torso, I realized that she has such a poor balance that she can fall off. Thankfully, this problem is easy to solve thanks to Charlie's hair. And after saying Charlie so many times, I started to imagine Moist Critical as the princess of hell. So, Charlie is done, so let's move on to Kiki. And this cat caused me way too many problems. And all of them come from my stupidity. Because I baked Charlie, Kiki and Pillow all connected, instead of baking them separately and painting them in that way. So because the cat was blocking access to some parts of Charlie, some parts of her that are actually almost impossible to notice at this sculpture were way too complicated to paint that it should be. Speaking of painting, this is the first time I've used Chimera colors, and they instantly became my favorite paint brand. So just like every single reasonable painter on the planet, after buying Chimera base set and having at least 300 other paints already, when I finished painting Charlie, I rushed to buy another 2 sets of Chimeras. After final bake, I realized that I forgot to sculpt Kiki's collar, so I just made it out of green stuff. As usual, minute 7 is the moment when I'm running out of ideas what to talk about. For final showcase, I of course had to put her next to my favorite Helluva Boss character, Pizzarolli. Luna was made as a gift for a friend, so she is missing from this part. But I found the perfect replacement, Rubber Duck. So, as I finish final details on Charlie, the only remaining thing for me is thank you for watching, and maybe I will see you in the next video. Here is the final showcase with promised Rubber Duck.